All right, so I went to this party recently, and it was the most confusing thing happened. I'm playing the typical game that I do with myself, where it's like try not to feel too bad about myself, and it's going pretty well, I guess. And I start hearing that this one guy's like a pediatrician. It's like, oh no, like this can't be happening. So I start preparing myself for like eventually talking to him. It's like, all right, I gotta figure out what makes me awesome and not lead with I'm a temp. So I start talking to him, and I'm like, oh, well, I wrote a novel once, but I never got it published, and, you know, I do stand-up comedy, and this is incredibly glamorous. And sometimes I make music on my iPad, and, like, it got to the point where he's like, shit, man, never mind. Like, I can't compete with your accomplishments. I was like, dude, you saved children's lives. Like, I'm jealous of anybody who has like a valid health insurance and a retirement plan. Like, if you have those things going for you, you are doing way better than I am. So I'm trying to find a new job because I really hate the one I have now, and that's typically how that goes, right? Like, you don't find a lot of people who are like, you know what, I really love this job. I'm going to compete with a bunch of local strangers to see if I can find a job more soul-crushing than the one I already have. Like, kind of lost my place here. Hang with me.
We're hanging.
Yeah, sorry about this.
No problem.
Oh yeah, but I don't feel quite right when I'm like talking with my friends, because they'll work like construction jobs and I'm working in an office, and their stories will be like, yeah, I almost cut off my finger the other day. And I have to be like, yeah, man, my leg sometimes falls asleep because I sit down for too long, and my boss doesn't really appreciate me as much as he should, so we're pretty much in the same boat, right? So I've pretty much reached all of my fitness goals, clearly. And these aren't really like, I wasn't trying to bench press 300 pounds or fight a bear or whatever people do when they're trying to get healthy. I just wanted to make it so my stomach stopped jiggling every time I brush my teeth. And after many months of hard work, I finally did it. I feel like I don't really have a solid punchline for that joke. It's more of a light slap line, if anything. That was kind of weak. All right, I'll try this one. How come it's perfectly acceptable for old guys to call me son or sonny, but they get all weird about it when I try to call them dad? And they get even weirder about it when I like follow them out to the parking lot of our gym and say, "Are you my daddy?" So, I'm married, but I have friends who are on Tinder, and I feel like that has to be the worst place in the world for a woman to be, like to try to find somebody to be with, because, well, unless you just want to be sexually assaulted, because, like, this, one of my friends showed me this like screenshot of a conversation she had with this guy, where it was literally like, yeah, I really like fall weather. And he responds like, yeah, it's really good to cuddle up with, like cuddle up when it's cold outside. And she came back with, yeah, and I like to eat scones and get like a nice latte and everything.
You waiting on a beer?
And he's like, yeah, I want your lips on my cock. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, but shit, what else I got? Oh, I like this song. I feel like I look like a 28-year-old teenager with this look. Actually, I forgot a joke about the Tinder part of it. Let's go back a little bit. Like, I feel like there needs to be a creep registry out there, like, where these people haven't exactly committed, you know, crimes, but what they've done is fucked up. Like, they said, like, hey, I want your lips on my cock, for instance. Like, he would go on the creep registry, and, all right. I find myself really fascinated by Donald Trump, and I realize that kind of makes me part of the problem, but I find myself just feeling like, what is he going to do next? And I just feel like I always think his numbers are going to drop and they somehow get better. It's like people are trying to elect a far richer, like slightly more sane Gary Busey to the White House. And, all right, I got a couple more for you and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't like to think of my balls as growing older. I like to think of them as you know, looking more distinguished. You know, like a Rogaine commercial, or, you know, that Wrangler jeans with Brett Favre. I'm kind of making a, like, gray-haired ball joke, like, ball hair joke, if you haven't quite picked it up. I mean, I really don't have, I just think it's funny. All right. All right. I'll just leave you with this. I was so high last night that I do sampling of music. I was so high that I really liked the rhythm of my dishwasher. I was like, I need to sample that shit. Anyways, you guys have been great. That's my time.
Get up one more time for Dustin Neal. This complicated ass microphone stand.